got something to show you.
What is that?
This is
Sorry, I'm.
all right. This is where all of the magic happens with a microphone. All right. Right here is like the actual element. You know what I mean? That the reason why it's called dynamic is it's a magnetic, and the diaphragm moves like the voice coil.
Kind of like a mini speaker, sort of, right?
Yeah, and
you could use a speaker if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to sit there and jam out to your iPod, but you wouldn't want to use it for that.
I've used telephone receivers for a lot of stuff, like to do.
I've used headphones for microphones before when we've needed one to,
Interesting
last-ditch
frequency
situation.
response using different stuff like that.
There's a couple of bands that actually use
The Beatles?
use telephone mics as opposed to real microphones for their vocals now, because they want to sit in the mix a little bit better and to interact as more of an instrument. It's neither here nor there. All right, but
that's cool.
There's a transformer mod you can do. It's right here. You can actually take out the transformer. It's where the glue. See the glue?
Oh, nice.
The glue right here under there. You will void the warranty on the microphone. All right. But there's a cool transformerless mod that you can do. You can get better response out of it. A lot of people say I'm kind of neither here nor there on it. It's just a cool mod to do if you're really interested in getting it. If you got like 5 of these lying around.
Yeah, so if you have like a bunch of them lying around, it wouldn't hurt to pull one and try it.
Yeah. So that's basically the inner workings of this microphone. This is so simple. That's why it's so sturdy. Is that like literally it's you got your element that moves, then you got the energy part, and then you literally have just like transformer, and then
awesome.
I mean, it's just so simple. So that's why this is being specialed right now, is because like it's literally like this mic is literally everywhere. So there.
All right.
This
This guy right here.
This
Check
is the
this out.
Digitech Jam
Get a
Man.
close-up
Now,
on this.
let me explain something first.
Okay.
Before we even go into this, this is a digital recording pedal, basically loops, phrases that you can create. There's a lot of these on the market. I'm going to be talking about a few different ones. I've owned several of them.
That's pretty sweet.
But first and foremost, kind of branching off of the previous podcast we've done with the analog versus digital debate and all this, this being a digital piece, there's no analog pieces that offer what this digital piece can do. And that's kind of a very important topic, is that the functionality of digital is no more matched by analog at all. In other words, there's tape delays and stuff like that, but in order to get different length delays, you'd have to change the length of the tape. And for full loops, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's kind of the thing about a tape echo. I'm sorry.
I'll say, go ahead. Do what you got to do.
Tape echoes and tape delays, they don't serve the same functional purpose as this.
Exactly.
Actually.
I'm saying that there's no analog piece that really does.
No, I mean, I own a RC20 XL, and I know it's digital, and I also have a digital delay, but those two things are very different than you got to understand, there's things where there's digital realm, modeling and stuff like that, where you're dealing with something that has, a counterpart to it that
is analog.
And it has, and there's a debate about that sort of thing. It's like a USB guitar has a counterpart that has been established for such a long time. Like a digital delay, the reason why it's so accepted is because the thing is it doesn't really have much to do with affecting the analog signal as much as how you get the delay, which makes it a little more digital sounding. It creates a harsher signal. If you look at, just go literally Wikipedia digital delay, and it'll explain the way that it makes it, because the delay line actually happens through a digital process as opposed to what an analog delay does, which is actually delays the signal and then resends it out. Now, a tape delay, which is the simplest of the delays, all right, is actually literally 3 tape heads, and then the record and the repro and all that stuff will create a delayed effect, all right, or an echo. So that's why there's these different things, and that's why there's delays. This is not a delay. You know what I mean? That's why tape delays, are not loopers. You can create loops out of the tape, if you hold the record time and you create a really long delay out of it. But that's not necessarily that's not a loop. That's a loop player.
That's exactly my point. There's no analog devices that offer what this can offer.
Yeah, I'm just kind of clarifying everybody.
Well, and I'm curious too. I mean, I see you have USB on here. You have a 1/4 inch out. Now, the USB, is that a feed to if you want this to be an input device, it'll operate that way?
You can get your loops into your computer. It also has a smart media card, so you can do that option as well.
Okay.
I'm a guitar teacher, so I have this for my lessons, and I'll be working with a student, lay down a loop for us to work on, solo over.
Right.
And then at the end of the lesson, I can just pop out the smart media card or plug in the USB, get it into my computer, and email it to them. So it's a really,
But now you also have the analog out.
Sure.
So you could actually record this. I mean, but it won't be being sent to the computer as 1s and 0s. It'll be being sent as and an analog signal from a digital device.
Sure.